How we doing, guys? Moose here, episode 28 of our West Ham United career mode, and this is the final episode in terms of games for season 1. We take a look seeing that we have lost Carl Jenkinson for the remainder of the season, as well as Mark Noble for the remainder of the season, both picking up injuries in that FA Cup final game, which we did lose to Queen's Park Rangers in the last episode. A little bit disappointing, but that said, we do have a lot to play for the rest of the way in terms of pride, as well as just finishing on a high note in terms of our league position, trying to stay ahead of teams that have been surging late on, as in Stoke City, Chelsea, Newcastle, etc. So a huge game here against Everton, who are second in the table. They will finish most likely second. I think Manchester United can still technically catch them, but they're probably going to finish in second place. That said, they can't catch Tottenham in first, so we do have a chance to, take advantage of that with our last home game of the season. We come out of the Maltitano, Valencia, Ravel Morrison getting a start up front. So we have mixed the lineup up a little bit just to get some players in there that don't normally see a lot of action as well. Dealing with certain injuries that we have. Carroll's out. Like I said, the couple injuries I mentioned already are out. So it's something that we have to fight through adversity-wise and try and do the best we can and create some chances because of that. But we pick up the ball, Cresswell stealing it away, eventually finds its way to Ravel Morrison, getting a start in that cam position, and he makes the absolute most of it in the early going here with a fantastic goal. Does really well with his ball control to skip around the defender. He gets around Jagielka, makes some space for himself, and simply beats the American keeper, Tim Howard, with a great strike. I mean, there's nothing Tim Howard can really do from that range. It's a perfect strike in the bottom left-hand corner. It's going to be tough to stop that all day, and especially when Ravel has it with that kind of power. It's a great finish, and good to see Ravel finally showing a little bit of that promise that he does have. He's so hit and miss this year. I expected big things from him. He hasn't really done a ton, but he hasn't been poor either. He's been all right. That's his first goal actually in the Premier League. You remember he scored a fantastic goal against Millwall earlier this season in the FA Cup. But then Morrison again ranging forward here with plenty of space. Plays the ball through the legs of John Stones, right to the feet of Aaron Valencia, and he simply turns it behind Tim Howard into that bottom corner yet again to give us an early 2-0 lead as we caught them on the break for a fantastic goal just 2 minutes after our opener. Morrison leading the charge, playing a beautiful ball unselfishly over to Valencia, squaring it, and it's a simple finish for the Ecuadorian hitman. Fantastic goal, his 15th in the Premier League this year. Just flicks it with the outside of his toe past the oncoming Howard in the back of the net, and we have a shock 2-0 lead against Everton, who have been a very tough team. Obviously, they beat us 2-1 away at Upton Park, and so it'd be huge for us to be able to pick up a win against them and really give us a ton of momentum, showing we can play with those top sides. But Valencia then played through here on the wing in the left side, cuts inside of Stones, who's just absolutely having a shocker of a game. He's getting just walked all over the park, but he does really well, gets back and actually deflects Valencia's shot away and out for a corner. Downing whips it, and look at the curl, and that's flicked away as far as Aaron Cresswell. Cresswell hits it! Aaron Cresswell with an absolute thunderbolt into the top left-hand corner. Tim Howard could do nothing about it. For as good as that American keeper is, he's never going to save that. It's an absolutely perfect shot from Cresswell. Look at it from this angle. It's wonderful. It's got bend. It's bending away from the keeper. It's looping over the top of him, but it's still hit with enough power that it's got speed to get right past him. He's caught out because of the corner. He did come and challenge for the corner, so it all led to the culmination in Aaron Cresswell scoring an absolute wonder goal off the corner. I'll tell you what, these are my favorite goals to score. We had one also in last year's career mode with Joshua Gatt, if you remember that, if you did follow along with us last year. That was an absolute stunner. It's very similar to that goal, actually, and he scored it against Liverpool, but that's even better from Aaron Cresswell. What a finish from the young left back, and giving us a 3-0 lead. We can't believe it. We nearly make it 4-0. Valencia then plays a beautiful 1-2 with Ravel Morrison again, who's just looks so lively today. Skips around Stones and Baines, has a shot from range. He arguably could have walked it in a lot further, but he does smack a shot along the floor that Tim Howard is able to beat away. McGeady then coming forward on the counter, is played through, has a shot. Adrian makes a save, and Ross Barkley on hand to get Everton on the board and back in the game into the 39th minute. It was a beautiful ball that set McGeady through. He does really well. Adrian makes a nice save with his feet, and And Ross Barkley is just, it's one of those goals that it's so tough to do anything about. We actually have Jarvis playing at right back this game, so I guess you could say Jarvis maybe wasn't marking Barkley close enough, but it's a bit unlucky that the rebound goes directly to his feet and he's able to volley it home perfectly. So Alex Song, though, in the 43rd minute, sets Downing free on the left-hand side with a wonderful through ball. Song just showed so much class on the ball. It shows why he's so important to our team. Morrison with another chance. He smashes it on the half volley, but Tim Howard is equal to the task and parries it away to the left-hand side. Everton not going to be outdone, though. Barkley coming through with Leighton Baines on the overlap, lays it inside to the elderly forward, as Jose Mourinho would refer to him, Samuel Eto'o, and he scores a goal for Everton, the Merseyside team, with a fantastic finish. I'll tell you what, Leighton Baines getting forward, plays it in perfectly form, but what are we doing defensively? Winston Reid, get in, make a tackle, son. Creswell, get in, make a tackle. He's right in front of you. We have to be better defensively. I don't think there's any question about that with some of the goals we do concede, but it was a class finish from Eto'o himself, and gets Everton back in the game. I'll tell you what, they were very dominant from the second half on, really just wanted... it seemed like they came out, they were disinterested, they couldn't really do anything in terms of their ability on the ball. But in the second half, they decided, we're not going to get battered around like this. We want to come back. And this is just an absolute gift from the referee. You're going to take a look at this replay. Ross Barkley goes down as if he's been shot. It's an absolute dive. It's a disgrace to the game. Look at this. Winston Reid just goes in. He barely touched him. Cresswell maybe gets a touch to Barkley, but they're both just going up for the header. It's simple. And Barkley goes down like an absolute ton of bricks. Allows himself to win a penalty from the referee. Don't know what he's thinking, but Eto'o steps up. And with the old man celebration, he slots away and levels the score at 3-3. And this would be an absolute disgrace if we were to give up a 3-0 lead and only come away with a point. And even come away with less than a point, as Everton nearly picked up their fourth on a great chance there. But we want to throw in here in the 86th minute with Kevin Nolan coming on as a substitute. Downing picks up the ball on the left wing, lays it forward to a nice forward run from Alexander Song. He tries to whip in a low cross. It doesn't really come off as planned, and Ener Valencia strikes the deflection from Tim Howard at goal. It actually comes off the legs of the Everton defender and into the back of the net. Talk about a stroke of fortune for us there. I'll tell you what, it's unlucky for Everton, but it was deserved. It comes off of Darren Gibson, and we did deserve to get the 4-3 lead. We dominated them in the first half. It was fairly even in the second half, but McCarthy nearly has the final say to level the score in extra time. But that would be all she wrote, and a huge way to finish out the season in front of the Upton Park faithful with a 4-3 victory, 3 points, tons of goals, an absolute barn burner of a finish. And a beautiful victory, it has to be said. Pretty even game, like I said, but I would think we would be hard done by if we weren't able to come away with the win just because of how we dominated them. Everton showed a ton of resolution, showed why they are so high up the table with the ability to come back from such a deficit. But we wanted the victory. We had to get in front of our home fans, and we were able to do that. Aaron Cresswell, man of the match with his absolute stunner of a goal. I'll tell you what, it was unbelievable. I jumped out of my seat when he scored it. It was so beautiful to smash in the back of the net. Kiyate picks up a yellow card that will actually have him out of the next game on yellow card accumulation, so he'll miss the final trip as we head up north to Newcastle, the former club of players like Kevin Nolan and Andy Carroll making a return up there in front of their old fans at St. James's Park. So it's going to be a huge game. Obviously, Newcastle with not a ton to play for because they're sitting just 2 places behind us, but they can't catch us. They have 62 points. The best they can hope for is to finish in 6th should Stoke City lose. There's also some exciting action at the bottom of the table. Burnley, Crystal Palace. You didn't actually see the table, but I'll at least give you a description. Burnley, Crystal Palace, and QPR actually in a relegation fight for that third and final relegation spot to see who will be going back to the championship. Burnley currently sits in the spot on 29 points. Queen's Park Rangers also has 29 points, and Crystal Palace sits on 30 points, if I remember correctly. So it's going to be Leicester and Sunderland are already down, if you didn't know that. So we come out with an interesting side here. Playing the 4-4-2. Carroll's actually back and fit from injury. I figured heading to Newcastle, he'd want to have a trip in front of his friends and family. as well as get an opportunity to try and show what he can do the rest of the way. But Adrian with a fantastic save early on. We also get Zarate back in the starting lineup. Rodriguez gets a shot, actually playing as a central midfielder. Nolan in the lineup with Kiate out, and Diafra reinserted back in the starting lineup up top just to give Ener Valencia a break and potentially a substitute appearance late on in the game. But, we don't really have anything to play for. It doesn't really hurt Newcastle either way, depending on whatever side we run out. So I decided try a few players out and just see how they can do away from home, if they can put in a good shift. I actually brought in Guy Demel to play at right back because I played Jarvis at right back in the last game, and you saw he just got absolutely cut up. That second goal that Everton were able to score, he was beaten. The first goal he potentially should have been covering on Barkley. He offers a ton going forward, but when you are a midfielder trying to fill in that right back position, it's a little bit tough to remember your defensive responsibilities, and he would just be caught out on occasion, just didn't show as quality marking as he could. We don't get our first real chance there until the 62nd minute. You can see Kevin Nolan able to latch onto a low-driven cross in front of Tim Krul, but he does want to make a really nice save. Adrian has been so fantastic this game. If you're watching the replays while I'm talking, he's made about 5 or 6 absolute quality saves. He's looked unbelievable and shown why he's such a fantastic goalkeeper and arguably one of the best in the Premier League. But Newcastle, they want to give their home fans a show. Cisse here on the ball in the 76th minute, lays out to Jones Gutierrez. Adrian makes a great save, and for all the wonderful saves he's made, that save, why doesn't he just catch the ball or parry it away out of danger? He puts it right back into the heart of the box. Musa Sissoko gets behind Aaron Cresswell, and he's able to smash it in the back of the net. It's the simplest of finishes, and it's one that could completely be avoided if Adrian makes a smarter play on the ball. But that said, nothing you can really do about it. Another good chance here as Cabella gets a header, and it's a fantastic stop by Adrian. I feel like I'm a broken record saying things like that, but that's how well he's been doing. 90th minute, we try to get back on the game. Andy Carroll gets a cross from Diafra, which is saved by Tim Krul. We've also brought in, you can see Downing's come on trying to get that late goal. Valencia's come on. Sacco here coming forward, played through by Stuart Downing. Turns inside his defender, has a finesse shot with his left foot. Saved. Valencia comes back with the header, and it's just inches away from goal. But similar to Sacco in the FA Cup final, we're just not able to get that final ball to go in. Valencia played through on a wonderful passing move from Zarate. Lays it across for Carroll, and that should be the equalizer. How Tim Krul made an absolutely heroic save, I don't know. From the ensuing corner, Downing whips it in. Newcastle cleared away, and the referee blows the full-time whistle. We should have leveled. It would have been deserved. Maybe not deserved, but with all those chances we created in the 90th minute, you would have thought we'd be able to get one in the back of the net. Tim Krul with an absolute wonder save at the end there to keep Andy Carroll from scoring in front of his former club. And Newcastle do pick up the 3 points, which means we'll be finishing in 5th place in the Premier League on 67 points. So a very good performance, very good season from us, and one that I'm really happy with. In terms of, just how everything's gone. Adrian actually win man of the match despite that goal he gave up because he did make a number of wonderful saves. But that's going to do it for this episode, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. Be sure to pause it and take a look at those to see if you can figure out who will be going down from the final results on the final day. But that's going to be all she wrote for this episode, guys. Be sure to tune in for episode 29 because it's an episode where I'm going to actually need your participation. I can't wait to see how it turns out. So I hope you have enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe to make it to that episode, and we'll see you then.